King's Landing rings with the tolling of bells, a sound that carries a double message to the denizens of this foul city. Their king is dead, and another is crowned in his place. Viserys the First of House Targaryen, king of the Andals, the Rhoynar, and the First Men, is said to have passed away peacefully in his slumber. His son Aegon has since been sworn and crowned as the next monarch of the Seven Kingdoms. You know as well as I do that this is treachery. The Greens have stolen the throne from its rightful heir. You were present during the anointing, were you not? Did you happen to notice the rich ceremony heaped upon this high tower figurehead? Aegon the king, crowned with the conqueror's own Valyrian steel crown, entrusted to bear Blackfire, proclaimed within the dragon pit, the center of Targaryen power, where dragons lie. The Game of Thrones has been played well here. Say what you will about Otto Hightower, but he knows his business well. It is, of course, not my place to dabble in such grand affairs, but surely speculation is not beyond me. After the spectacle we both witnessed, I find myself reflecting on the man it was meant to invoke. Aegon the First Targaryen, Aegon the Conqueror, Aegon the Dragon, this figure of legend whose legacy stretches down to us from the hallowed past, darkening the Seven Kingdoms long after he himself expired. Born on Dragonstone, on whose barren rock House Targaryen had perched for generations, he would distinguish himself by launching his ambitious invasion of the continent of Westeros and its myriad kingdoms. Atop his mighty dragon, Balerion the Dread, he looked as far as his eye could see, from sun-soaked dawn to the cold west of the north, from the barren Iron Islands to the treacherous waters of the narrow sea, from the crags of the Eyrie to the braided streams of the riverlands. Aegon saw it all and determined that it would be his. In 2 years, despite losses and significant setbacks, every sword in Westeros that had risen to oppose him lay heaped at his feet, a sure sign of surrender from those once kings of this land. When the Iron Throne was forged from this discarded steel, the Targaryen dynasty began in truth. Only Dawn, obstinate in its belief in the words of its ruling house, remained and still remains unconquered. As a leader and a general, Aegon was unparalleled. He had that rare quality that marks a man set apart, a surety of purpose, an air of infallibility. Those who bent knee to him soon came to respect their new overlord, and not a few would follow him gladly thereafter. His vision of a unified Westeros was a grand dream, and many would come to believe in it and dream it too. Aegon's true genius, however, was not in his conquest of the 6 disparate kingdoms. Any man of sufficient skill and advantage can manage that, but in his rule in the years that came after. There was his taciturn peace with Dawn, even after his own wife died attempting to subdue its people. There was his policy of confirming the ancient rights of every Lord Paramount and their banners who had knelt to him. There was his several tours of the land now under his purview, a sure way of reminding everyone that times had changed. There was his manner of dispensing justice. There have been kings who were deviants. There have been weak kings who dawdled and shied away from making any decisions. There have been rulers who reveled in their largesse, gorging themselves on wine, meats, and the pleasures of the flesh. There have been bloodthirsty kings who could not rest easy, save that their armies were marching to some rival's land. Aegon was none of these. He was a somber man, a sober man. He was a warrior without peer, yet did not seek battle blindly. He scarcely sank in wine cups. He rode the grandest beast in the whole world, yet did not seem impressed by this fact. He had wed twice, lost the one he loved best for the dark one's cold comfort, and yet had never let his eyes wander to other hopefuls who made advances. A singular man was Aegon, a fascinating man. Sadly, our King Aegon, second of his name, is nothing like his namesake. A drunk, a spoiled brat with nary a dutiful bone in his body, a lout with no particular skill as a warrior, an unfaithful, uncouth reveler in the base passions, this green dragon is our king. Gods help us. He is no Mago the Cruel, surely. Mayhaps he is no Aenys Targaryen, but he might just become his own brand of incompetent. One thing is certain though, two things actually. First, there will be war over this. The Blacks will press the rights of Rhaenyra Targaryen, casting us all for oath-breaking and sedition. Secondly, this king, despite the Green's attempt to cast him in the same light as Aegon the Conqueror, is not cut from the same cloth as his predecessor, not by a long shot. So let the bells toll, let them announce the coming troubles, and let all men heed their cry. Tough times lie ahead. Prepare as well you can.